We have a one-channel training running on ZZ. We want to inhibit theta, reward low beta, and inhibit high beta. Let's start the BrainAssistant, and we will talk about the FlightMap. FlightMap, very simple game. It's in classic games, and we have multiple options here. As you can see here, there is information coming soon. It's a simple game, so you don't need a controller or anything. It's not available in virtual reality. And let's start the game. I'm starting this in a smaller scale, so not a full screen, so it might look a little pixelated. Simple game. In this game, we want to fly from A to B, and as you can see here, we have multiple cities to start, and we have multiple cities to fly to. If you feel like one or multiple cities are missing, let us know. Now let's fly from, well, we fly from Munich to Cape Town. So you see we click left and click left here, and it says from Munich to Cape Town, and the goal is, let's press start, to make the plane fly. So the reward, when all conditions are met, let's go into control, game control, theta, low beta and high beta, they're all true, then the plane will move. Now we can see here, once you have a reward, this will be displayed in a green matter, and it will shrink if one of the conditions are not met. So let's make this a little harder. All right, so now we can change several things here. First of all, we can change how fast it should react if one of the conditions are met is not met. So when I set this to a very fatigue way, then it will take a long time until the speed decreases. I would recommend to put this at 1 and 1 or 2 and 2. We can change now several things. First of all, the camera distance. You can either click on one of those three individual settings itself, or in the settings then you will see all the settings to scroll down. Distance to airplane. When I drag this, I can just zoom in or zoom out. For me, it makes sense to kind of zoom out a little bit. Depends if you fly over huge huge ocean. I want to zoom out a little bit more than before. Now, base speed of the airplane basically describes when you get a reward and the plane is moving. If I move this up to a high value, and now you see the plane is speeding up quite a lot. If I decrease this, it will take a long time. As you can see, it barely moves now. So when you have the feeling with a client you want to train, the client is only willing to do one flight and not multiple flights, then you want to set this base speed rather low, so it takes a long time until you finish the flight. And as you can see here, this style is rather minimalistic. So if I click, this is the map style, it's modern. And if I press natural, then you see it's kind of like, let's zoom out, Google Maps kind of style. And if we go on Scenic, you see some clouds moving. For me, it makes me kind of dizzy, so I prefer either natural or modern style. This way you can mix up the game a little bit. In my opinion, this is now too much of a zoom factor, so let's zoom in and let's see what happens once we reach the target. So almost there. Let's see what happens once you reach the destination, and we're there. Now you get a success message, and what you can now do is you can click and choose new destination you want to fly to and start from. That's the Neuroflight. You can combine this with playing music, so you can play, for example, Spotify. For that you need to start the media center as well simultaneously, and then you will influence the sound as a reward. You hear the sound. As a negative feedback, you don't hear a sound. That's it about the Neuroflight game.